Is your borrower availing finance against dues from shell corporation? Is your client carrying such entities in their books of accounts and expecting a valuation report thereof? How do you, as a monitoring agency, a valuer, a forensic auditor, identify such entities? Let's find out. Hi, my name is Yash Shah, and I am part of the leadership team at SJA, a 40-year-old organization engaged in comprehensive appraisal and post-disbursement monitoring of finance extended by large banks and financial institutions. When we were appointed by a consortium of 20 banks, financial institutions, and mutual funds to value an NBFC with AUM of 25,000 crores, we realized very quickly that the corporate loan book of this entity wasn't entirely lent to bona fide business operations, but in fact to a complex web of shell corporations with a secondary objective. Let's talk about some very classical traits of identifying such corporations. Trait number 1, track record. Such corporations may not have a very long track record. They may be less than 5 years old and incorporated along with a big bunch of 10-15 other entities in a single shot. Trait number 2, basic corporate compliances. Such entities may be in default of filing basic returns like balance sheets, annual returns with the government registrar. They may also be in default of filing basic GST returns with the indirect taxation authority, or may have filed about 7 to 10 returns, GST returns, in a single shot with a single or very close by filing dates, which are again not indicative of a normal business operation. Trait number 3, active form compliance. The active form was a landmark legislation for weeding out of shell corporations. If a company is unable to exhibit basic things like availability of a properly identified registered office, a functional email ID, a functional mobile number, approved DIN status of the management, availability of auditor and company secretary, etc., it may be flagged off as active non-compliant by the government registrar. Trait number 4, management stability and KYC defaults. One thing we need to understand is that in any stable business operation, there is some kind of stability in the management. Unless, of course, there is some kind of corporate restructuring, takeover or M&A which has taken place. In a normal scenario, there has to be some kind of stability exhibited by the management. A company whose entire board changes every 2 to 3 years, and this has happened about 4 to 5 times. This is not a good sign. This is not a healthy sign. Companies which are having directors who hold DINs which have been marked as KYC defaulters by the government is a clear red flag. Companies which undergo a name change or a registered office change every few years for no apparent reason or no apparent change in business operation is another major red flag in this particular area. Trait number 5, related entities. If such entities show undisclosed related entities as debtors or have done onward lending to such entities, such a situation is not desirable. These entities to whom money has been given may not prima facie fall into the statutory definitions of related parties given under the accounting standards, given under the company law or given under SEBI laws, but would have other common things like common past directors, common present directors, common registered office or common email ID or common shareholders. Hence, it is very important to analyze closely if such onward lending exists on the book of the entity that you are analyzing. Trait number 6, no identifiable natural shareholding. If the shareholding of a corporation is wrapped up in a pyramidal maze and net of entities with no identifiable natural person, it is another classic trait of a shell corporation. For example, X Limited is having shareholding of A, B, C, D. A Limited, B Limited, C Limited, D Limited. A Limited further is having shareholding of X Limited, N Limited, G Limited, and so you have 4, 8, 16, 24, this huge web without any natural identifiable shareholder. This is a red flag which you need to watch out for. Trait number 7, financial analysis. Sporadic and unstable revenue. Revenue of 0 in 1 year, 0 in second year, 500 crores in the third year. Frequent change in lines of business No operational or tangible assets. Weird looking liquidity, solvency, and holding ratios are more traits of shell corporations. So I hope the above guide, which contained 7 traits of identifying shell corporations, will help you in your professional endeavors for weeding out such companies. Please subscribe to this channel to regularly get more such content. Until next time, this is me, Yash Shah, saying goodbye and thank you for watching.